Great to be here. So I have two stories I want to tell you tonight. In 1995, when I was a successful marriage and family therapist in Minneapolis, my family decided to move to an abandoned tobacco farm in rural Randolph County to start a goat farm, to make goat cheese. Yeah, we were that kind of back to the lander, folks, okay? Pretty crazy. Well, we got there and we got started, and we needed to divide up the jobs, right? We didn't really know what we were doing, but we needed to figure out who was going to do what. So my family says to me, "You're the one experienced with getting couples together and helping them be successful. You need to be in charge of breeding season." I thought this might not be a successful career transition. But, you know, I'm a go-getter, get at it. So right away I started, and I found a buck. My family had said to me, "We need more kids. We need more goat kids because we need more milk to make cheese." And I, okay, put two together here. If you need goat babies, you need goat mamas, and those are called does, and you need goat daddies, and those are called bucks. So the first job was, we had the does, but we didn't have the daddies. We need the buck. So I found one. And I found one from an award-winning family. And the price was right. Because this buck, whose name was Double Bonus, think about that a minute, Double Bonus, he was getting on in years. So the price was right because they weren't quite sure that he really still had it in him to, get the job done. So I did the math and I figured out the goat to human years. And he was exactly my age. Middle age. Neither one of us were young bucks anymore. So I had a soft spot for old Double Bonus from the very beginning. Well, let me tell you, when I drove up to get him, all of his herd had been sold off. He was all alone on this farm. They were closing it down. That guy, he looked so lonely and forlorn. But when I opened up the back of the truck, when I got him back on my farm, he had perked right up. He had caught the whiff of the perfume that our goat ladies were putting out in the air, and he stuck his neck right up in the sky, proud as could be, and he said, which to me sounded just like Chewbacca from Star Wars. Exactly that way. And really felt to me like he was saying, "At last, I'm back in business." So I thought, well, maybe he's not so depressed after all. There's no time like the present. So I went and I chose the most experienced doe in the herd, right? I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, but surely she'll know. So I chose her. Her name was Notch. And I brought Notch down to his pen, and I put Notch in, Double Bonus's pen, and right away, they started doing the goat dating dance. Now, the goat dating dance is really quite beautiful if you know what you're looking at, okay? So Notch just kind of circled round and round Double Bonus, just kind of rubbing up against him every now and then, flicking her tail flirtatiously as she went around, and meanwhile Double Bonus would pawing on the ground, those Chewbacca sounds, until suddenly Notch just stopped. Just stood perfectly still and laid that tail just flat back on her back. Well, that was the signal. So Double Bonus, he does this very talented choreographed little leap and one little lunge, and it's over. The deed is done. I thought, piece of cake, we are making babies. This isn't going to be so hard. So I just thought, let's do this thing. So day after day, we were going along, me and Double Bonus, and we were working our way through the herd. Just everything was fine and dandy. We were just checking them off, I thought, this is interesting work, pimping for a goat. But, it was okay. It was working. I didn't need to know that much. So we were going until one day, they did the goat dating dance, he did the little leap. And when he did the little lunge, instead of just sliding off all satisfied like he usually did, he just fell straight backwards like a giant oak tree felled in the forest, kerplop, just flat right down on his back, all four legs sticking up in the air. And friends, let me tell you, his eyes were going around in opposite circles just like in the cartoons. I kid you not. I thought, Lordy, 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 I have killed the buck. This buck has bucked himself to death. Well, you call the vet. The vet comes out. He takes one look. He says, I think I know your problem. He reaches down in his little black bag of magic. He pulls out a syringe. He gives that goat an injection. And do you know, in 20 seconds, it was like nothing had ever happened. I said, Doc, it's a miracle. What did you do? Vet says, son, have you been feeding that buck? I said, well, yeah, I put out good food for him every day, but gosh, now that you mention it, I haven't really seen him eating that much of it. The vet says, you just need to slow down, son. This buck needs to rest every few days and get his mind off the ladies and eat some good food. If you're not careful, you're going to kill that buck. Well, so, and the goat said, he's got poor nutrition. He doesn't have any vitamins like he needs. I just gave him a shot of vitamin B1, works like a charm. So the vet left, and we let Double Bonus rest up and get some good food in him, and then he looked pretty good, and it was time to see if we could finish the task of breeding all these does for breeding season, make all the goat babies. But there was one problem. When he recovered, he didn't seem to quite walk straight. So when he walked, instead of being straight on aim, he just listed a little bit to starboard. After that seizure, you see. So we did the goat dance, and everything was pretty good, and he did the little leap, and that looked pretty good. But right when he made the little lunge, he was always exactly 4 inches off target. It was then that I found my calling. Double Bonus, our new buck, the future of our whole herd, needed me to be his wingman. So from then on, every time we did the goat dance, we went round and round, we did the little leap, he did the little lunge, and right at the precise moment, now this took real skill, friends, right at this precise moment, I gave him the smoothest, just subtlest little bump to get him right back where he needed to be. And it worked. The next spring, surrounded by bouncing baby goats, beautiful bouncing baby goats, Double Bonus and I celebrated. I rubbed his shaggy head and I said, you are awesome, man. What a great job. And you know, Double Bonus, he turned right, looked right at me, and he said, which I knew meant couldn't have done it without you.